where it connects up to the Nile Valley. And he also described it. They also described the pyramid that's at the site, because there is the pyramid to Amenemhat III on that site. So they give us all these descriptors, and everyone kind of agreed, yeah, so it's at this place called Hawara, where I've been to several times. There's still a pyramid there, and there's these great fields of sand and like little open-air libraries with chunks of stone. And what happened was, so Carl Lepsius went there, and he said, well, I've discovered the ruins of like a Roman town that's built on the surface. There's nothing crazy about it. Flinders Petrie was the guy who kind of got the closest. Now, Petrie went there in the late 1800s and early 1900s. And he was excavating. He dug down 7 or 8 meters. He got down and he found this massive stone slab of beton or plaster that was huge, like 1,000 feet long. Like it was he sort of traced the edges of it. And he's like, I'm standing on the foundation of the labyrinth. So what he said is like, it's all gone. Like it's basically, Petrie said, it's been quarried. This place has been a source of stone for literally millennia. So it's gone. So pretty much everyone since then in archaeology, Egyptology is like, and if you look on Wikipedia, they'll tell you, oh, it's gone. It was destroyed, it was quarried away. Petrie says, you know, I'm standing on the foundation of it, the bottom layer, and that's it. There's nothing here. And so that's always been kind of the position of orthodox Egyptology. Look in the textbooks, that's where it is. But that's all changed because there's been a whole bunch of different now scientific expeditions there. This is where it gets into some intrigue, because the Matterhorn expedition, the Cairo University expedition, I mean, these happened. Their results have come out since, but they were covered up at the time. They were suppressed. So the first guy to
What year was this?
2008 was the Matterhorn expedition.
They were covered up.
Yes. Yeah. So what?
Is this our boy Zawi?
Yeah, Zahi. It is.
Zahi. Sorry.
It was. And look,
Zawi.
and again, not my words. This is the words of Louis de Cordier, he's a Belgian artist and entrepreneur who funded and drove the Matterhorn expedition. He did it in conjunction with the Supreme Council of Antiquities, which at the time was helmed by Zahi Hawass. Also with the NRIAG, which is the National Research Institute for like basically subsurface studies. So that's those guys dragging that box around. So they used a whole bunch of different techniques to look at these areas around that pyramid at the site of Hawara, things like ground-penetrating radar, geomagnetism, very low frequency, like seismic tomography, electrical resistivity tomography. There's a bunch of different techniques that are well-established. Known science. This isn't like the Kafre scan stuff where it's like you can debate the merits of the technology. This is established technology. And they found the labyrinth. So, and what he found is that, yes, so what Lepsius said about the ruins of a Roman or Greek or Persian town with mud bricks and stuff, yep, that's there in the first few meters. You go down, then you hit the water table. So that's the other issue on this site is the water table. So the water's at like 5 meters below the surface. And under that is the slab that Petrie found. So like 6-7 meters is at that huge slab that Petrie found that he thought was the foundation. And then below that, Petrie didn't dig deep enough. Below that, we can find essentially a labyrinthian structure of granite and very, very dense rocks and walls and like a maze-like structure that has walls that are meters thick. There's another great slide in there that's the green, and it's the actual VLF front. That's it there. So yeah, so this is at 8 meters with VLF sounding, so you can see like this labyrinthian structure of these walls and all of these lines and walls. So these are like granite, and the scale of this, it's 100 meters vertically by 150 meters.
100 meters tall.
Well, no, so
vertically?
No. So the y-axis, I guess, of this. So we're looking down in the ground here, but you got to look at the scale. Like across the top, that's 150 meters, right? So, I mean, what, 450 feet? So these are big walls. These are big chambers and big walls.
For people at home, it's like a football field.
Yeah, it's a football field. Well, it's more. I mean,
100 meters.
In Australia, it's my 100 meters is the football field, I think. I don't know how big.
Yeah,
pretty close
it's 100
here.
yards. What is the difference between 100 yards and 100 meters?
It's 100 yards is a little less. So 150 meters, and this is only a section of the labyrinth. They scanned 2 sections. The labyrinth itself is said to be much, much larger than this. So they found...
Much larger than that.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah, no, it's
so what is the overall structure like?
It's like 1,000 feet at least.
Wow.
Like 3, 4, 5 times that size. I mean, you have to go back to we have some better indication with the more modern space-based scans now, but when they did the geophysical, like the ground penetrating radar scan, so they scanned 2 areas. That was the bigger one, like in front of the pyramid. Then they did another one on the other side of the canal that runs through the site today, and they found it on both sides. So that's the difference between like what we say about the lab, like what the textbooks will tell you about the labyrinth, it not being there and it being destroyed, to no, we've actually, now there's been the Matterhorn expedition confirmed it was there. And so what happened, this was interesting, and I have